everyone, I'm Christina here with Green Acres Nursery and Supply, and today I'm going to teach you how to do an easy pot up for an herb garden. So the first thing we start with is, of course, you choose the pot that you want. I went with this longer one because I want to be able to have variety, and it's a little bit on the deeper side, which is something that actually is important that you should be looking for, because you gotta have room for the roots to grow. Also, very important, there's drainage holes in here. Really important that you get something that has drainage holes, and if not, you can just make them yourself. If you have the power tools, or you can buy your neighbors, you should definitely drill some holes in there. So the first thing I'm gonna do is pour some of this potting soil. This is good for herbs because this soil was created to put in a pot because it has a little bit more aeration in it. It won't necessarily get soggy or sit in water. So this is perfect for a pot. I'm gonna pour it in the pot here, just like that. Nice and fluffy soil. And then I kind of just sort of spread it around. Just like that. You don't want to fill it to the top. That's really important. Like, I put it about 3/4 full so that it's easier for me to plant the herbs. I have some herbs here that I love to plant in the springtime, summertime. I have this lemon basil here. If you never tried lemon basil, definitely go for it. It's so delicious. It's so good. So I have a lemon basil that I'll be planting here. And then got even more experimental here with this purple basil. I've grown purple basil before. It's really good. It's similar, slightly similar taste to the Italian basil, but it just looks so beautiful, like in a salad. So something different here, the purple basil. I have oregano, but not just your normal oregano. I have Greek oregano, which is slightly different, and it's actually pretty popular here at our nursery. So I'm gonna try it this year. I'm gonna put it here with my basils. And then I have here one of my favorite, just the classic sage, just the classic green sage, really yummy. Reminds me of Thanksgiving. I love this herb. Every herb has different wants and has their seasons. For example, these basils will do so well all summer long into fall, but as soon as it gets cold and we have our first cold spell, they will suffer because these herbs here, they love the summertime, they love the heat, they love the sun, so when it starts to get cold, they'll basically just kind of die back. So this is meant to be like a seasonal thing, and also you don't want it to really live in here forever anyways, because these herbs aren't necessarily meant to live in these pots for all their lives because they do get kind of big. Like this oregano here, I mean, if you've grown oregano before, you know they get fairly large, but this is gonna be, like I said, my summer herb garden. I'm gonna be picking at this and harvesting it throughout the season with my cooking. And if I feel like I need to, I can always put it in my garden if it starts to get too big for the pot. And then same thing with this green sage. They do tend to get kind of big. So I'll let it live in here for a while, use it for my cooking, and then I will see if, maybe down the road I can replace it, put it in my garden, keep cutting it back, see what I feel, because that's what gardening is all about. The first thing I like to do is add a little bit of my fertilizer here, mix it into the bottom, and I sort of just create a little hole, and then I plant my first herb. So I will break this up a tiny bit, not too much though still, just to help stimulate growth. Put a little bit of my Sure Start, and then I just set it there. I just sort of go in with my hands and just start filling it with soil, just like that. And like I said, you don't want to fill it all the way to the top because then it doesn't give it room for the water to drain, and that's very important. You want to make sure that it's draining, and when you go in and water it for the first time, a lot of the soil will sink, so you might want to go back and add a little bit more soil, just in case. But yeah, needs of these herbs, it's important to make sure they're in full sun. You want to make sure they're in a very sunny spot at your house. They require moderate water, especially in this pot, so making sure you water them a few times a week. And yeah, like if you want them to do well, you can fertilize them 1 to 2 times a month just to make sure that you're feeding them and that they're staying healthy. And to finish it off, I always love putting my tags in here so I can remember the variety of the herb that I planted.